Whoa, that was intense. Hello everyone, welcome back to 2 Minute Beauty. Like, can we do a virtual hug? I'm so glad to be back with you guys. I have been gone for last week. I was not able to film, and y'all, like, I kid y'all not, every time that I'm not able to film, I get like low-key like depressed. Like, I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So yeah, I'm super excited about being back. So as you guys know, for those of you guys who watched our last video, this video upcoming was supposed to be about sexual abuse. So that topic is still coming, but we haven't quite gotten on the same page yet with our speaker. And so I'm still working with our speaker on the sexual abuse topic. And so that one is not yet come. So today you get lovely old me. Voila. So anyway, today I thought it would be cool. I keep smelling my candle because I'm like, I definitely don't want my flowers to catch fire. Like, let's just readjust her. She smells good though. So today, the topic that I want to bring to you guys is interesting actually. It's a two-part topic. One, it's recapping my time at home as a stay-at-home mom. I've been at home out of work for 2 years, and then as a part B to that topic, my transition into the workforce, back at work. And so it's really interesting topic for me because this has been the most eventful, emotional, long 2 years that I can ever probably remember. And that says a lot because a lot's gone on, like, you know, in the 30 years that I've been here. But these past 2 years take the cake, honey. Okay, so for those of you who may or may not have heard me talk about this before, in May 2017, I was let go of my job. I was in a management position with a local Head Start. And so I had a meeting with my supervisor, and I was no longer eligible for rehire at the end of the school year. So that was May of 2017. I had just had my daughter in March, and so I was coming off of maternity leave. So I worked 1 month, and then I came back home. So right when I came home, right when I actually got terminated, it was very interesting because on my way to that meeting that I had with my supervisor, not knowing what the meeting was about, I was praying and I was telling God, like, you know, I had felt rested. I had been home. I had the baby. And, you know, I took 7 or 8 weeks of maternity. So I was, you know, I was feeling good. And I had like things that I wanted to put in place. And, you know, I was like ready for this, you know. And I was praying in the car and I was like, you know, on my way to my meeting. And I was like, God, you know, he had kind of dealt with me about being conditional. And he, like, his love towards us is unconditional. And I was like, but you know, Lord, like, my love towards you is really, really conditional. Like, I really go hard for you when things are going good. And when things are really rough, I'm like way more quiet, you know, or I get upset or I get disappointed. And it's not that I walk away, but I just feel some type of way. And, you know, I just can't do that. Like, I've got to learn how to uplift you. I've got to learn how to witness about you. Like, I've got to learn how to go hard for you no matter what is going on in my life, and like whether or not you've answered the prayer that I wanted you to answer. Just, you know, I was having a good conversation with him in the car, talking out loud, might I add, so you know it was one of those. So pulled up and had the meeting and ended up being let go. And I remember while we were in the office with my supervisor, she stepped out to do something, and like I remember the ceiling fan whirring at the top, you know, and I could hear like the white noise of the ceiling fan. And I just remember, y'all, there being such a peace and a calm of the Holy Spirit. Although I was upset because I didn't think that it was done right. I didn't think what was going on was right. But like the peace and the calm that I felt was like something that I've never felt. Like, it was just amazing. And so I remember I got in the car, I was crying, I called my husband, I told him everything that happened, and then he was like, okay, you know, I'm in the middle of something, you know, he prayed for me, and he's like, I'm gonna call you right back. So I had some quiet time on my way to work, and the ride was, you know, upwards of 45 minutes. And so I just kind of thanked God, you know, because I literally had this conversation on the way to work, that I was gonna praise him no matter what. And so that really was the start of this 2-year journey. Little did I know that it was going to be the journey that it was. And so my 2 years of being at home, I had the newborn, and then that was in May, right? I turned around and I started school. I entered into an MBA program, and I started school that July. So I was at home for about a month, and that month was, the kids were out of school, and it was so emotionally draining. Like, I could play the meeting over and over in my mind, and it was traumatic almost. Like, I could think back to, like, maybe I should have done this, or maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I should have said this at this time. You know, you think about all the things that should have gone a certain way, you know, when you're in those places. And I just began to get angry and, like, very bitter about it. I started school, and that helped. It kept me busy. And I started school in July. November, I got pregnant. So I had another baby, right? So I was in my program. We were traveling abroad, and it was a wonderful experience, but it was so stressful. Like, the child that I had November of 2018. No, I'm sorry. I got pregnant November of 2018, and I had Camille I had Lila in 2017, and I had Camille in August of 2018, but I got pregnant with Camille. I found out that I was pregnant like around Christmas time, like November, December. And so, yeah, November I found out that I was pregnant. And so it was a lot. Like, Camille was my 5th baby, and that I birthed. And it was just a lot. It was so demanding and so stressful. And I wanted so bad. I think it was an inward thing, because I wanted so bad to be good at something. You know, because when something like that happens, you break up with someone, you go through a divorce, you get fired from a job. Whenever there's that, like, not only the seed of rejection, but like an event of rejection where you're just not good enough to cut it, you always have this thought in the back of your mind, like, dang, like, can I just be good at something? You know what I'm saying? Like, can something go well? You know, and then I would have classes, and there were some classes that I was like, I was killing it. And then there were other classes, and I was just like, man, like, I just don't know if I'm good enough, you know? And then the church closed, and that was, oh my gosh, like, on our family, it was just so emotionally heavy. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, oh my gosh, like, everything is falling apart. Like, Lord, where are you? Like, what's up? And so my time at home, I think whenever, for you women who are stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home wives, or for you who dream of that life, or for you who don't really want that life, in my mind I had this fantasy of, like, it's gonna be so peaceful, and it's gonna be so serene, and I'm gonna be able to do things on my terms, and, you know, when I want to, and things are gonna line up just how I like them, right? Like, I'm home, I can make dinner by this time, and I can make sure that the kids have this, and the husband has this, and I can make sure this looks like this. I can even find time to pick up a hobby, you know, like, all this extra stuff that was in my mind. I was like, okay, I didn't like how I got here, but since I'm here, like, this is gonna be great. And it wasn't. It was very hard. And I just remember thinking, like, that I'm not very good at anything. And I just remember, like, during this time, I think I started 3 businesses. They all failed and flopped. You know, I didn't get the push that I was looking for behind it. And, you know, it was just like, you know, Lord, you ever get to that place where it's almost like you've done what you know how to do, and then you literally just have to stop and give up? And that's kind of what I had to do. Like, I just had to stop and give up. It was hard. My marriage was hard. My relationship with my children was hard. I was so angry at myself. I was so angry at other people. And then in the middle of all of that, it was like steadily, like, the walls were just falling down. And it was really hard. And I just remember at the turn of this year, actually, in our church, we talked about when the church was still up, because the church closed October of 2018. And so the theme for 2018 was that it was going to be a year of favor, and which is major for our church, because we never have ever, you know, like, prosperity is not really like what our church is centered around. And so I remember getting to the end of 2018, and Camille, my baby, she was about 5 months old, and in December I graduated. That was by the grace of God. In December I graduated, and I remember saying, like, you know, Lord, there's a lot of things that I want in life. You know, there's a lot of things that I want, a lot of things that I want to do, and I'm just tired of being this way. Like, I'm tired of not getting where I want to go, and I'm tired of not doing what I really want to do, and I'm tired of feeling how I felt. It was rough. And so, anyway, in February, I started a fast. I started a fast in February, and I also started 2-Minute Beauty in the same month. And, well, I had been posting, for those of you who've been following me for a while, I had been posting like little excerpts of 2-minute, you know, like something on Facebook that would say hashtag 2-Minute Beauty or a makeup tip or whatever. And I was doing that, and then the Lord put back on my heart to do the TV show, and I was very reluctant because I didn't want to fail at anything else. I had been applying for jobs, no callbacks. Like I said, I had started a couple of businesses, no luck. And so I was just like, you know, Lord, I don't really want to do it. I'm honest, but he would not let me rest. He would not let me rest. And so I did it. So I started 2-Minute Beauty, and I started a fast, and I began to fast initially for things that I wanted. I wanted to be healthy and well spiritually, and I wanted financially. I wanted some things, not me personally, but for our family. Like I wanted some things to change for us, and I personally wanted to be healthier, and I wanted to be better in my body physically. And so I set out on a journey. I fasted from Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, up until Easter. And I cut out sodas, and I cut out sweets. So I was just drinking water and eating my meals, you know, and I was praying. And I didn't feel much of a change, honestly, but I knew that I had to keep with it, so I did. So when that fast was over, I took like about a week, and I told my husband, he was like, you know, I think I need to extend my fast because there's some things that I really like, I really want to pray for and pray about. And the second time that I did my fast is when I really started to see, because I think the first time I was being very generic, but the second time that I did it, I really put like my heart into trying to get like real answers to the prayers I was asking, and I kicked up my consistency to a notch that was unprecedented. And the second time is actually the one that I offered on here on 2-Minute Beauty, where I was like, you guys can join this with me because like things in my life, they just gotta change. And so I'm happy to say that of all my applications, this year is the year that I got hired. I am currently right now, I am on my third fast, which is not a fast like food fast, it's a prayer fast. Like I'm getting up at 4 o'clock every morning to pray, and just carving out that time because I knew that I needed to do it. And I feel much better, healthy, like I feel healthier spiritually. And I think it was just about getting real with myself and like where I was. And if I could frame this whole 2 years in one, I would really just say it was my mirror experience. Like being at home with nothing to do, no church to go to, no worship to lead, no work to be done. Like I didn't have a place of business to go to. All I had was me and the Lord and my family in this house. Like it really made me look at myself. Like I couldn't look anywhere else, and I wasn't doing anything else. Like I had to come to grips with what was going on the inside of me. And so it really was like the biggest, most influential 2 years, I would say, that I could put my hands on. And financially, one of the things that I have always wanted is a home. And so even now, we're in the process of being pre-approved for a home. And so it's just it's honestly amazing when I think about what I've been able to. I also went on a bikini body challenge. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm gonna get there. When I do, girls, I'm gonna take a picture. But like for me, it's amazing how like my 2 years has really been culminated like in this past 6 months. Like how that whole process didn't like snap back to until like from February to now. Like it's July, but I'll say June. But like, yeah, this 5 to 6 months, like it really put things in perspective. And so now that I'm headed back to work, you know, I face a lot of battles inwardly. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, am I good enough to work? Like, am I smart enough? Am I going to pick it up? Are they going to fire me? Like, am I going to get myself fired? You know, it's so many questions. And, you know, the Lord just, he speaks to me. He's just like, cut all that out. Like, that's noise going on in the background. Like, you have an assignment here. You're supposed to be doing this, and this. Like, I've called you to do this. And it gives me so much more joy. I have so much confidence now that I didn't have before, because I was like just going through the motions. And now, because of that break, like I have a sense of purpose and peace that I have not had before. And you know, I'm sad to say that it took that, you know, for me to be in this place. So anyway, I'm uber grateful. If you guys, for my stay-at-home moms out there, like, first of all, if you've never been a stay-at-home mom, let me help you out with some of the myths and misconceptions. Okay, you'll have all the free time in the world. Lies. You have less time in the world. You'll get to do things at your own pace. Lies. Like, if you have children, you work at their pace. You'll be less stressed because you get to set your own schedule. Sorta. You kind of get to set your own schedule, but then again, like, sometimes things just like get thrown in the mix and you're just like, wait, what? Like, I think like you might have more structure with a work schedule than you would a stay-at-home schedule. It'll just be great. Like, if you don't have discipline, being a stay-at-home mom is very difficult, but I do encourage you. Like I said, I think God places situations. For me, it was being let go of my job and having to be at home. That was my catalyst for change. But I think everyone who needs a change in their life and in their heart, God brings events in our lives that force us to have to do that. And so if you're in a season or coming out of a season, or you think you might be going into a season where that catalyst is happening, like that event is going on, and you know, like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, how did I get here? Like, I really would say put your nose to the ground, because that might be the time that God is trying to like really teach you things that, you know, otherwise you would neglect to learn. Because the things that I'm learning now, I would neglect to learn before. Like, I wouldn't have paid this much attention. I wouldn't have gone this hard. I wouldn't have soul searched in this way had it not been for this particular event. And so I am very grateful. I encourage you, my sisters, to, if you're in that time or in that place, just to, find out what's going on, man. Because look, for me, it was way harder than what I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I just encourage you guys to find out. So thank you guys for tuning in. My transition to work, I'm definitely going to double back on this when I start. I start on Monday. Prayers for me if I run across your mind at a random time in the day. I start work on Monday. I've already gone in for my training, and I've met with my supervisor, and I really love it. The atmosphere is just dope. The people are really nice, and so I'm excited to get to work. I hope I might be running across, for those of you in Baton Rouge or New Orleans, I might be running across your path. So I am like so super excited, because Baton Rouge is my stomping ground, really. I went to Southern, and then more recently just, LSU. And so I'm pumped up, super pumped up about that. And then of course, New Orleans. Who doesn't love to go to New Orleans? So yeah, I'm really excited. So hit me up, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video on my transition from where I've been, and my recap from where I've been into going into the workforce. Like, one more thing, what could I have done better? If you are a stay-at-home mom, or if you have extra time on your hands, help yourself out. Do this, because this is something that I wish that I would have done better and I didn't, is to hone in on a skill. Like, I tried to get better at certain things, but it wasn't like 100% effort on like getting better at this. I take that back. I was trying really hard about punctuality, and I did do better at that. but like organization or like whatever it is, like I was gonna say discipline, but like whatever it is that you know you need to improve on, like take the time while you have it to really like nail in on that one thing, so that when you get to the next place, when you'll never know when you get that call, like I just got that call, you know, and it's literally 2 years later. You'll never know when you get that call, but you know, it'll be done. And so anyway, I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am way excited about next week's topic, which is on the books. I won't spoil it for y'all because I don't even know how to caption it yet, but I know that I'm really excited about this one. So be on the lookout this week so that you can know what the topic will be. And once I put the topic out, if you have questions that you want to know or things that you want to know, you can either put them like underneath the topic when I post it, or if you don't want everyone to know, like, you know, if you want to remain anonymous, just go ahead and message me on the side and we can get that taken care of as well. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Have a great Tuesday, and I will see you next week, and I will definitely follow up with like how everything went down. So I'm way excited about that. So again, virtual hugs and kisses from my heart to yours. Love you. Bye.